Hi, I'm Lise Colucci, and I'm one of the life coaches at QueenBeeing.com. Over there with Angie Atkinson, where we talk to you and help you with anything related to dealing with a narcissist in your life. So if you need help with that, go on over to QueenBeeing.com. Information is in the link below. Links are in the description below of every video. This is a quick video here about cognitive dissonance. We're going to talk really briefly about what is cognitive dissonance, what can you do about it, what's going on when you're experiencing that, and kind of like the whys of it, how it happens. So we'll be brief here. I just wanted to say hey today, and yeah, if you need any help with anything, coaching or group coaching wise, check out the info in every link. But let's just get started with this. So, cognitive dissonance. When you are trauma bonded, in particular, when you are bonded to someone through the experience of having them give you intermittent reinforcement, meaning giving you breadcrumbs or love bombing and then devaluing, or silent treatments, or when they hoover you and suck you back in and then throw you back away, when they make promises and don't keep them, all of that stuff makes our brains get very confused about, well, it's not so much confusing, but it is a trauma bonding experience, meaning we get addicted to that cycle. That's another topic, another time. But one of the things that happens when we're in that cycle is a thing called cognitive dissonance. And that is where, well, basically, let me just describe it. It's holding two contradicting beliefs or values at the same time. The most common one you hear when you're dealing with narcissism is, I do not want to be around this toxic person, but for some reason I can't stop missing them. I love them even though they hurt me, they do these things to me. It makes no sense to the person who's experiencing it. People often feel like they're going crazy because how in the world could they be holding these two separate beliefs at the same time, right? Um, so um, it keeps you locked into behavioral and emotional patterns that make it really hard to go no contact, that make it really hard to let go of a narcissistic person. It holds you there trapped while you spin your wheels between your thoughts and your feelings, right? So you know you want out, but you can't get out because you miss so much, or it hurts too bad to let go. Your actions go against what you know or believe when you're in this state. So you may find yourself reaching out and contacting them again when you know darn well you need to stay no contact. And then what happens? Shame, guilt, remorse, right? So this is the reason we're talking about this is all of this is really normal for leaving a toxic person of any kind who has got you trauma bonded to them. Okay. It is really normal to have cognitive dissonance going on. It's super confusing. It's super conflicted feeling, and no fun. So, but I have to say, as the fog clears and you get the distance and you withstand these feelings of wanting to reach back out, you get more clarity and this starts to fade. You start to see the toxic person for what they are and who they are and how they act, and less for what you wish they could be, what you hoped for the relationship, and all of that as time goes on and as you work to really see what's going on, right? Um, One thing you might feel is a lot of discomfort, and uh, it, it's due to the conflict that you're feeling inside yourself. So you're basically in conflict with yourself. You know the truth. You feel the opposite. You feel like, who cares? I love them anyway. You feel like, oh, but only you hold on to hope that there could be change, that kind of thing. So let me see. I have some stuff written down here just so I can make this quick. Um, what did I write here? I said they've shown you the good, the potential for good, and they've allowed your empathy and love to grow towards that aim. So when you're with someone who is narcissistic, they've shown you their potential for good, right? They've shown you all of, I mean, people say it all the time. If I could only bring it back to the beginning, if I could only make that one side stay, if I could take bad, but for the sake of that good, because the good is so good, or the good is even if it's not that good, even if it's breadcrumbs, it feels so good because the bad's so horrible, right? Um, when the rug's pulled out from under us, when they're no longer being the good side, we're devalued, or they give us silence. In any way, anyway, that pulling out of the rug, so to speak, from the good is what sets off this feelings of cognitive dissonance. It's a response as you hold on to the truth of what you feel and the action of their behavior at the same time. You're in shock. You're astounded. You are going, wait, what did I do wrong? Right? So you see how it twists and confuses. We have to there's one key to this. There's one key to helping break this. Don't engage. If you stop engaging and just watch what happens, you will see that this person's going to do this no matter what you do. And it isn't really about you. It's about the way they are in relationship and the way they behave in relationships. So, um, a lot of times gaslighting can set up the confusion and disbelief, and causes you to have like the inability to trust yourself. When you have that, the cognitive dissonance grows and the reality seeing shrinks, right? Because you've got someone telling you what you believe isn't real. You've got someone telling you that it's your fault. You've got someone tell all the things they do when they gaslight you. It sets up so much confusion in your brain, even when even when you know it's gaslighting. It's super conflicting to experience. So yeah, it creates a cognitive dissonance in your mind. Okay. Intermittent reinforcement, I talked about that. That's another reason it happens. When you get good and then they pull the good away, and then you get a little more good and they pull the good away, when you get breadcrumbed, when you get love bombed, all of that, and then they take it away, you don't know when it's coming, you don't know when it's leaving. You just know that there is a cycle happening and you can't put your finger on how to make it stop or how to make it better. It it makes us have to compartmentalize. And in that compartmentalization, this cognitive dissonance happens. We're waiting for the good guy to come back or good girl to come back, right? So, um, okay, let's see. So, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do when you're feeling this? Look at the facts. What is true and real? What actually happened? A lot of times, here's the thing: when we are in a state of cognitive dissonance, when we're trauma bonded and we are confused like this, feeling that pull between the two things inside of us, logic is your friend. Emotions need to take a back seat for a little while. Your emotions can only tell you one thing: something's off. Okay. You feel it in your gut. You feel that something's wrong. You feel like, I don't know. I don't understand why I even love this person. I don't understand why I keep trying. Just this ounce of hope. There's this little piece of hope, right? So when that happens, listen to the feelings that are screaming, get the heck away. Listen to the feelings that are telling you something's wrong, and listen to your logic. What was actually true? You sometimes have to ask a friend. You sometimes have to run it by someone like a coach or a therapist to sort it out. A lot of people come and talk to me just to sort it out, just to sort through. I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know, but I can listen to a story and ask a question, and someone can relate back to me their experience, and suddenly they're mirroring to themselves what it is they need to see, which is the truth. All right. So sometimes that helps a lot. Another thing, learn what you needed and give it to yourself in ways to separate from the relationship. So what I mean here when I said that is, when you're trying to leave or trying to stay away and you've got this cognitive dissonance going on, oftentimes what happens is we're seeking the thing we need the most. We're looking for someone to care about us, someone to love us, the unconditional love we supposedly are supposed to have, the all of the good side. Give yourself the good side and take a break from this toxic person, a good long break, like an actual break, no contact, keep away, and see if you can give yourself what you need instead. We got to get our heads clear when we're in this space. We're not thinking as one being, that like my head and my heart, it doesn't align when we're in this state. It's very confusing. Like I said, it makes people feel crazy. So um hang in there. It's normal to feel this when you're this is a sign something was really wrong. Okay? Not with you. With the relationship, most likely with the toxic person you were dealing with. creating this. Okay. Another thing you can do about it is talk about it. Like I said, talk it through. Um, yeah, thank you, Jack. I appreciate you being in here. And I'm not reading because I have to go fast today because I have to get to talk to someone who is in need right now. So I'm just doing this quickly in the in-betweens because I said I'd be here today. So anyway, journaling it out. When you are conflicted, if you journal on one page, this is my suggestion. You got a journal, whoop, like that, right? One side, you put what your feelings are saying. The other side, you put what your head knows. And just look at it and find the logic in it. Find the reason in it. Maybe that's all you do. Maybe you don't analyze it or anything. You just get it out. This is what my heart's feeling. This is what my head's saying. Okay. And then on to something else for the day. It helps when you keep it inside, you're arguing back and forth between yeah, right? Fight. Instead, put it on paper and close the book and let them fight it out on paper, right? Okay. So one way to break cognitive dissonance, and this is really interesting to me, do extroverted things. I read this somewhere and I don't remember where. And I thought, what? And what it was saying is that people who do extroverted things, extroverted meaning out in public, with people, around people, it could be on your own, but more external things, not sitting in your own head spinning. When you are external with your actions, it could be anything. You could even be like hitting a tennis ball against a wall. You're doing something, right? External of yourself, external from the internal world. It helps you re-engage with life. It helps you re-engage with reality. It helps you re-engage with other people. People who aren't toxic will help you calibrate the head and heart thing just naturally from interacting with them. Whoever I got this from, I can't remember. They were saying that it was like, that there was a study that found that people who did more extroverted things had less trouble with cognitive dissonance in their life. So get out there and do things, even if it literally is by yourself, doing something active and external from the internal thinking. Okay. And then the last thing I want to say here is accept you saw what was going on, at least at the end, right? And you see it now, and you don't know how to stop how you feel. Just accept that you're in this state right now and that it will pass, and there are things you can try. And the main thing, the no contact, if you have to have contact, don't engage in their drama. Don't engage in anything that isn't need to know, and stay out of things that have anything to do with emotions with them. Don't even let them irritate you. They irritate you, walk away. Deal with it somewhere else, not with them. Don't try to find closure. Don't try to speak to them in order to fix things, because it's not through them you'll find the healing. It's through your own path. And that is all I have for you today. That is a little really quick 13 minute and 29-second summing up of cognitive dissonance and the world that it is when you live in it. So I'm thanking Jack yet again for showing up and all of his amazing notes that he took here. If you check out the chat, there's all kinds of note taking going on and appreciated. And so that's it for this week. I will see you guys next week. Again, if you've not hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up. If you need help with anything, you know where to find me, down in the main comments of every video. And you take care. Bye-bye.